talking about the phenomena. And also when we say the phenomena, quite large. But we can to say it's like a phenomena of our body, speech, mind. Externally, the phenomena is our appearances. All the phenomena of in the word of my teacher said, the phenomena of samsara, nirvana, and path and result. Maybe it's like the samsara, nirvana, and path. Maybe three of these are the frame, the resumer of the phenomena. When we say the phenomenon or phenomenon, it is something to study, to analyze, and also and we need to understood or understand, which is we need to know about that. If we don't know about that, then it's we become more confused. And in the Dharma, in the Buddha's teachings, it's talking about the samsara and nirvana. Then the path. The path is the path of the samsara, path of the nirvana. This true path is like our principal path. And that is in the frontier, or the front, all the times. And sometimes also they using different terms, black path, white path, positive path, negative path, good path, bad path. And also it's this is like a kind of realities. Then we don't kind of the falling in love with the Buddha's teaching, and not against the Buddha's teaching. And we are not kind of the follow up the races or kind of our own, how to say, more like caring on culture, on systems. Just to be the honest, honestly to analyze. That is the most important. And then we say it's like, okay, in the Buddha's teachings, talking about samsara nirvana and path. Of course, the path is not different than the samsara nirvana. Nirvana and samsara is our path. And then it's like, why you call the samsara nirvana? And maybe it's easily to understand. Why? Because when you say the samsara's path means it's a kind of the part of pain, agony, or anxiety, uncomfortable, and like unpleasant, so on. So, like Buddha, he was young. Of course, when he more young, he don't know about his mother's died, and his aunties taking care of him extraordinary way, and like he's considered like she's his mother. Then his parents is together, king and taking care, and then it's like kind of to grow up the normal, looks like normal child. But he's very, of course, very much concerning. He sometimes look at the insect, sometimes people's crying, and uncomfortable things. It's like, well, why it's going on happens? And of course, it's like until he's like become adult. I often told you, he listened to one in the India, like kind of the country pop song, like sad, suffering songs. And he listened to more and more that, like one lady, she's singing. And then it's like his wife, Yashodhara, says, why are doing? Maybe she was a little take jealousy. But he says, it's a kind of very strange music, sir. And then she says, this music is like suffering music. Sir. Then he said, what do you mean suffering, sir? Then she explained to him, sir, the meaning of the suffering is uncomfortable, unpleasant, pain inside, like kind of the depressed, and like this sort of. And then he said, yeah, okay, you say the sufferings, then today I am suffering. And then it's like and afterwards, when he go to outside in the holiday, and he saw that lot of problems, people sick, people's like old and dying, and like a farmer, lack of food, clothes, lot of problems. And then it's like difficult to stop like kind of pain and sad and crying. And he said, what can I do? And also sometimes he's particularly went in the kind of the sick house. And they say it's like there's problems. Some people, they say, of course problem. When you born and the king was very afraid, you run away from the palace, because it's like when you was born, one rishis came, and this child is not a normal child. Maybe it's become kind of the spiritual leaders. And then a king was angry. You cannot say he should become my successor, not kind of ascetic practitioners. Like this, maybe he all the time to keep these tendencies, and then he doesn't want to show to the sufferings. Also, all like he collected sick people, problem people, is like to put in the one corner. And then these people, they say it's like this. Then that moment he says, okay, this is the sufferings. Then he start, oh yeah, suffering. And then is another, when he go back in the palace, and food, clothes, and house, and music, dance, everything is like very, very play and gorgeous, I don't know. And then it's like, that is the happiness. And then it's like, there's come from the samsara and nirvana. Maybe it's the samsara, means it's like a little bit more kind of the unpleasant path. For example, if someone's to be in this path, then he say, I saw. Like for instance, humans, we born, I saw, it's like birth, how much suffering. I saw old age, how much is suffering. And also I saw the sick person, how much is suffering. Death, exactly. And through this, you are not kind of the, how to say, it's difficult to avoid, unavoidable or something. You take this path, then he says, can we avoid this path? And he asked to many before he be enlightenment. He asked a king, Father, can we help? Can we change something? Oh, impossible, difficult to change. And also it's like many, he asked scholars, science, and teachers, practitioners, like more his interest things begin, And one rishi, like kind of practitioner, yogi, he met him and he asked, where are you come from? He chose to show in the mountain, and he's carry one small bag. And also, where are you going? This mountain. Where is your like a residence, or like it is permanent address? He said, no, I haven't got. Where is your belongings? He showing this bag. And wherever I want, I go. Wherever I want to stay, and I don't need to take nothing. and I want to make my mind is free from the samsara sufferings. That is the one wonderful, first he got that. And then it's like he's more to research scientific way in our world, in the phenomena. Then he found there is like two ways. One is the samsara's way, one is the nirvana's way. And then it's nirvana, of course, the name of the nirvana means happiness. Happiness, nirvana is generally we think is when I become the enlightenment, then my nirvana is there. But not really only nirvana that. For example, any kind of aspect of the happiness is a part of the nirvana. Nirvana means it's like go beyond the sufferings and like kind of the left from the sufferings or like released from the sufferings. For example, like kind of the child, someone's make sad or beat or something and the child is the first suffering, let's cry. And suddenly something is give a big present, hug parents to say, suddenly his pain is gone. Still there is a tear, but he's laughing, the child, and running around so happy, but tear is still there. Something is, what happened? You are laughing, I'm happy. And then it's like kind of released in the heart. Maybe like this, when we are like something pain, in the samsaric situations, and then it's like in our mind, and certainly something is we are received happiness. This happiness maybe sometimes even the small happiness, and when we are resting, maybe when we are like kind of nothing to seek, maybe we can to say is recognize something comfortable situation. Maybe you receive something, maybe you eat very delicious food, maybe your body is healthy, maybe this is like an extraordinary blessing, how to say, like a comfortable, happy, no worried, and nice, smiling, and kind of this kind of occurring is a part of the nirvana. That is the happiness. And then this ones, if continue, it's wonderful. Of course, we cannot often change. One moment a little happy, change, suffer. There's like alternately going on. This is like kind of we call the samsara, nirvana, samsara, like this. But of course, it's like then to be forever happiness is possible here, like kind of this researched. And then it's maybe it's like possible. And he gave up from palace, he went to follow the spiritualities. And of course, they say it's like many spiritual realities. They say you can to put faith, devotion into some deity, some god, or some like a spirit in the space, maybe in the earth, maybe in the forest, maybe in the rock. And if you do like this, maybe someone's to grant blessing and install to you the happiness. And until there, you need to be ascetic way or to practice. And then he says a little bit kind of, for him, it's nonsense. I mean, this is like same as he was a modern person. Difficult to believe that his thinking is like, if someone has power, someone has strength, can to grant, can to, give happy or take away the sufferings, then why they don't do like this? Look, still there are millions, a lot of beings are suffering. If someone has a power, strength, he say, please, do quickly. If there's not, then it's like he was difficult to put faith, devotion. He's very much modern and science. And also his Kasyapan, he's argue at the beginning. Kasyapan is very, very famous in the non-Buddhist teacher. And then it's like he asked like you should to pray to Kasyapan, he told to Buddha, you should to pray and to believe like this. And he's, of course, it's Kashyapa say you are against the God or the Creator and or some in the space. But without that, we cannot do nothing. So then he took example, if I'm crossed this Niranjana river or this river, how I can to cross this river. So. And then it's a Kashyapa, or maybe you need to swimming, you need to use a boat or something. And then he said, okay, without my movement, my own movement, if I'm sitting there, if someone's to, how do you say, transform or to bring to in the other side, it's possible. I'm doing nothing, but I'm just to pray to say someone's to bring me to the other side. I think that is maybe it's a Kashyapa says difficult, or you need to move, or you go to on the boat, or you can to work, or maybe it's swimming. It's like you need to move. So, okay, if I don't move, I cannot to reach other shore. If I move, yes, that is, he said, that is wonderful. That is, I believed. If we move, if we do something, and then I can to cross to this river. That means it's like the river is like the river of the samsara. And in order to cross the samsaras, then it's like kind of we need to move our own self. And that's it, he was meaning. And exactly like this, if we want to study our like kind of the subject of the phenomena, because it's yesterday we are talking about this, the five, according to the five faculties, we have five objects of desirables, and this we should to learn, we should to study, and there is like kind of the positive way and negative ways, like absolutely there is true. We are going to continue, and all the times taking this path, black path or white path. And it's like we are going on, just going on, but sometimes we be in the horrible path. It's sure, it's like no succeeded. Maybe sick, maybe problems, maybe family. Of course, they base it, last time we studied, and there are many different type of the sufferings occurring in our life. But we are like kind of embrace and like kind of carry on. And sometimes we have some unbearable situation, but what can we do? We need to continue. I make joke like sometimes India and Tibet, it's sometimes you have a path. And once I was in Tibet, more in Amdo, and I think it's 100 kilometers. I was in the very good car, new like small jeep, and 100 kilometers, I think we crossed 100 kilometers, maybe 12 or 13 hours, and 100 kilometers. Oh my gosh, a little. One in the some, maybe some after 20 kilometers, I want to go out, I want to go to feet. Impossible. So much bumpy, mud, water, rock, and very bad. It's like a car is going like this, It's look earth like kind of turbulent, and then in the evening it's completely driving me. Just to be whole is like a travel 100 maybe lesser kilometers. Whole day in the morning and the evening we spend it. And I make you this is example like this, but we be in this path, no choice. We took this path. There's only this path, and then we need to go continue to until the finish. Like this, once something is we wrong at the beginnings, we took this samsaric bumping road, and mud road, water road, and not made, and then there are such kind of problems, but very difficult to avoid, and we all the times then this like a kind of traveling. And this is the path. We can say the samsaric path and samsara. And then of course, sometimes we say some there is the smooth road. It is like that times there's a little bit nice road. It's not a kind of our Western like something road, but it's nice road. So you can't breathe. It's like this. Kind of course, when we be in the happy situations, maybe like a temporary happiness also in the human societies. Someone's really sick, nothing kind of lack, food, clothes, shelter. They are really God Randomness. And this is like a temporary nirvana. They have like this. Maybe top of that, they maybe do the more is like to receive maybe the cause of the some happiness, the virtue things. Maybe they are more and more happy. They follow. They take the path of the nirvana. Like this path is very important to analyze. It's our path. In the front there is. You happy or not happy, you need to go through that. And then my meaning is like to study this object. And also it's like this two path, samsara and nirvana's path. Then we need to more analyze. And he says like a kind of the how it is, these things is building blood, or how it comes from. And also it's like itself has a source, and also itself has these phenomena are, like we can to say the samsara nirvanas, whatever existence inside. Where is the come from? How it is the like kind of built up like this. And then it's like he says like luminosity and the empty nature. And then it's like he more to analyze. Then it's talking about essences. Yesterday we talking about the wrong views, perfect views. And in this perspective, luminosity means it's like more, how do you say, it's like arousing things. Arise and cease, like coming, going. And something is coming, arised, like a kind of uninterruptedly there is movement. But also it's like a coming, and going means dissolved, disappeared. And then it's like ourselves, we came, we arrive, we born, and then it's like where we born, how we born. Okay, once we born, and then it's like we are forever like this. No, we are going. Where we are going, it's difficult to say the destinations. And coming and going, and this is like we keep more make the luminosities. Luminosity means then we can go deeply to the then essence of the view. When we are looking at these phenomena, it's coming, it's going, but it's nothing like kind of there's to find the source of the each individual phenomena, like itself is a rise. And then it's like more to close, where is the kind of the budding. It's also budding itself. For example, I'm a body in myself. And it's like kind of the buddhism where I'm. Of course, in the relative and the ordinary perspective, no, I'm not body in myself. I'm a body in the earth. No, not really earth. In this case, like my body is earth. No, I'm living kind of in my body, but also it's maybe not in the body. Mind is living in the mind, and nothing else. And then it's like we can research where is going, coming, budding, going. And then I'm dissolved in the rock? No. I'm dissolved in the water? No. I'm at each moment dissolved into the mind myself. This is an example of the wave, Wave is coming very big, very high. Wave is not ocean. Ocean's not wave. The ocean is not different the wave. Wave is not different the ocean. But the wave is come from ocean. And the wave is living in the ocean, dissolves into the ocean. And like this, all my movement, where am I come from? Maybe my in the nature reality essence. Where am I living in the nature of the realities? Where I'm going to destiny is nature of mine. Otherwise, there's nothing else. In this perspective, this one is very important. Now it's like when we look at the phenomena, which kind of do we have a view? Wrong view or right view? That is the very, very important. And sometimes we have a wrong view. We can to say it's like, maybe I produced maybe something else. I'm living something else. I'm dissolved to something. Then it's come from I'm different. Where I'm living is also different. And dissolved is different. And then it's like, I'm not I am. I'm something else. Who produced me and they produced to me, and that is my source. Where I live is different. Where is I come from and where I'm living. And then is where I'm dissolved, to say it's different. And in this case, it's like past, present, futures. It's like I haven't got any identity to say myself. Because it's which one is? First, it's like creator or the like sums come from. That is am I? I'm already gone. And I'm presently living. This is not past, not futures, present. It doesn't go to futures. Okay, it's like I'm dissolved, something maybe different. I'm dissolved into the rock, I become rock. Maybe when I come from, it's like kind of says like fire. Okay, I'm fire. Now I'm living in the earth, then okay, I'm earth. Then earth become rock. And then there is like kind of the different. Of course, externally in the ordinary perspective looks like that. I'm child is I'm not, and adult, and old age. Born, death, it's different, but there is like kind of each individual phenomenon itself has something is like based ground nature, and that one. This one is a very important. This is a view, wrong view or not wrong view. And then is in the luminosity aspect. There is like kind of the inevitable kind of the how do you say something is very important to understand. In the relative, very conventional perspective, and of course, Buddha, he's talking about 12 links of the interdependency. 12 links. This is like kind of the whole entire, we born, died, and make a rebirth again. Until there's 12 process. It is like kind of the linked. Past is linked to present. Present is linked to the futures. And like kind of the subject is linked to the object. Object is linked to the subject. Father is linked to the son. Son is like links to. Means it's like there's a link means is one is missing, other one's impossible to cannot to arise. If there's no like kind of the subject, no object, 100%. If there's no object, where is the subject? If there's no positive, no negative. If there's no delicious, no like non-delicious. And like they are linked, this kind of. This is the nature of our phenomena in the relative things. And then it's like a positive, there is a link to the negative. Negative is a link to the positive. It's like kind of the positive or negative, negative, positive. This kind of opposite, but they are very much linked. And like these things. And then it's like we need to more to analyze. And this is like very much inevitable. And also it's the link to cause and the effect. Then we can do, they're linked. And then it's the cause, when it's there, linked to result. Maybe in the essence perspective, difficult to see how it is linked, but there is like a kind of the linked. If there's no cause, no result. No result, no cause. And there's a linked, means it's like kind of connected. It's we make a joke, without connect, it's connected. And like this, we can say day and night connected. If there's day, 100% is night. If there's night, 100% there's day. If there's a birth, there's death. If there's a death, there is the birth. This sort of, and this one is more to study, to analyze. Then it's like, I want to say that in the essence aspect, maybe it is like not really, how do you say, it's like necessarily the involvement of the, like the links of the links of the good, bad, everything is, how do you say, is arise from the essence, each in the phenomena. But this, in essence itself, is like kind of the universal ground, based. It is like kind of, sometimes we say it's unchangeable, and sometimes like unmovable. That unmovable but movable, and unchangeable is changeable. What does it mean? For example, we can take an example of the phenomenon of the water. The essence of water is not become dirty, not need to be cleaner. But it's like water, there's the movement. It is water sometimes dirty, clean, dirty, water. But this essence is like self, is water become dirty, it's never become the dirty. But the essence nature of water, it can work. It can become the dirt, like kind of this, be in the dirty. But that moment is dirty, not dirty. When is water has become clean, maybe it also works with the essence of the water, but not necessarily the essence of water to clean. Therefore, it's like it can to be everything is, and like the absent itself, but also is everything is arise from that, and therefore this view, perfect view, we need to analyze like this one. We need it, but in the relative views, it's like the 12 link of interdependence of the phenomena of the samsara nirvana. They are linked to each other. We need to understand that. For example, positive result positive. We have this correct view. For example, it's now we says, if you doing the 10 negative actions, and you understood this, you have a perfect view, means 10 negative actions make a cause of the sufferings. And this linked, you work on these 10 negative actions, then is the consequence is negative and the sufferings. Okay, if you do the positive actions, 10 positive actions, and the consequence is also linked, the result is the happiness. This is like in the relative reality. And until we realize the correct view of the essence nature of the phenomena, in the relatively, like if this kind of we do, okay, we say I want to positive, because positive make the result positive. I don't want to do the negative. Negative is a result, is also negative. There's obvious, like we can to say medicinal and the poisons. If you eat a poison, it's a relatively, you die 100%. You take medicine, 100% is make healthy. And this is in the relative, like kind of inevitable causalities. It's like this. This one is like you have really clearly understood in your mind. That is the true and the authentic view is like this. And then it's like if we do the positive actions, it's like a ripen the effect that is that you will reborn on the 3 higher realms. And when we're doing like some 10 positive actions, and of course if you just normal way to do the 10 positive actions, okay, 10 positive actions, not enhanced by the bodhicitta, not enhance the non-conceptualization, not enhance the dedications. You choose the normal, ordinary way to doing the 10 positive actions. It can make the rebirth in higher realms. Maybe it's make reborn again and again to the human existence. Maybe it can to make the cause of the rebirth of God realm. Maybe demigod, demigod, of course, there's a worthy, but they stay quite temporary happiness. Also, God Randomness also is like, of course, not forever happiness, but temporary happiness. In our human beings, there is like kind of not forever happiness, but temporary quite happiness. Therefore, like this. And then is today is 161. Maybe we didn't read it. This the similar to the cause. The effect similar to the cause as action is that you take pleasure and doing good in all your subsequent life, so your merit goes on and increases. And of course, this is like the, how do you say, it's like when we are doing 10 positive actions, and then it's this influence of the habit and actions. Then it's according that on the past our lives. Maybe when we reborn in this life, and sometimes it is like a similarity of the actions. And also someone's born immediately like kindness, compassionate, doesn't want to hurt to other sentient beings. Like kind of the nature, like kind of positive characteristics. And therefore, and also it's like someone's wanted to do some positive things or to help to other things, and very much enthusiastic. And then it's like these actions to making the increase of your positive good things, and then more and more, and that is also is the similarity actions, the action of similarity, the cause. And then is the experience similar to the cause, the effect similar to the cause, as experience for each of 10 are as follows. The experience, the, how do you say, is affect when we are doing 10 positive actions. For instance, for giving up the taking life, a long life with a few illness. That is the like kind of the experience. Maybe it's a true, someone's very long life. And sometimes we can, someone says 90, like 95, like for example, look at the holiness, 85 years old, and it's inconceivable, it's not normal. But also sometimes lucky in some person is like they say, this person's 99, 95 or 60, still driving, still shopping, still cooking. Nobody's need to taking care. It's a very much long life, and also it's a very a little bit illness. And someone is like almost their life is sick, and the one is like sick. That is the maybe death of the for cause of the death. Everybody like this, but someone's very long life and also very few illness. That is like giving up the taking the life of the other sentient beings. For giving up the taking what is not given, then the property means it's like maybe nothing lack of the belongings. It's like food, clothes, money, and everything is prosperity is fantastic. And also the freedom from the enemies or the thieves. When there are someone's is a truth, and never ever received any robbers or robber or thieves, and they are all the time is lucky. They never lost things. They never bought like someone's disturbed. Like they are very rich, very like kind of the comfortable, but also there's no enemy, and nobody's like kind of disturbed. This kind of we have this situation. And for giving up the sexual misconduct and attractive partner of the few rival. This is yesterday also we read it or like before, and you already studied. This is the experience when you are doing the positive actions to stop the sexual misconduct, become very handsome, beautiful, And also it's like every other beings to look at you, immediately you have happy, sympathetic interest. And also it's like not much challenge. Sometimes with according in our past, all the time doing sexual misconduct, there are a lot of challenge, and also physically it's very, very difficult to find a partner. And like this, difficult to have good families. But we give up the sexual misconduct, is to have very much easy life, and when you be together, someone's very much going very easy, and there's not much challenge like this. And also for the renouncing liars, pray and love from everyone. It's wonderful. We need to read again. I want to memorize this kind of, because it's like when I say it's like we follow up the Shatapism. Say sometimes it's like you can to say it's like stopped lion and stopped the harsh word, or we can to say direct to stop the killing, to stop the stealing, stop the sexual misconduct. How much the result of the experience? This result is we needed. We are looking forward to have. Therefore, it's Random's line. Someone say all the time, good prayers. I'm often to say in my village there is one ugly doctored lady, but it's everybody prayers, everybody love her very much because she's so kind, and therefore physically any kind of you have problems, but it's like something coding in the past karmas. Someone is like doesn't matter ugly or it's like not kind of the healthy, but people love very much and all the time to receive the good things. That also we wanted, like this love from everyone. And for giving up the sowing discord, respectful cycle of the friend and servant, absolutely. And we are like stop the sowing discord, and in your service and your families, respectfully, in the cycle of the like kind of family's friend, and also like and whatever you are servant you have, and everybody's in your cycle, in your society, in your mandalas, everybody respect you very much automatically. That is also is the effect of the positives. And also forgive up harsh word, hearing only pleasant speech. And of course, it's like one is like the positive result. And when you give up the giving harsh word to the others, and the result is like all the times naturally, automatically to receive pleasant things. Nobody's criticized, nobody say bad things, no, everybody pray to you, and this person's very good, and say. And like this kind of, also it's wonderful, we like that. Forgive up the useless chat, being listened to the seriously, that is also we studied. And this experience, someone's, you say it's a little bit, people automatically listen to you, believe you. But someone is just like all the time, chap, like me. But then the people don't listen to you. Yeah, this person's chap, why, what need thing? Even if they don't listen, but you are talking, continue. I have many kind of like this happened. I'm very much talkative. I'm thinking is I'm telling the truth. I'm saying, but others is like nothing interest. Even they are not put intention. They don't listen. And also like this sometimes coming. But if you really to give up the useless chat, as never like kind of the curiosity others, and talking about defects of the others, gossip things, then it's the people's trust, whatever you say things, it is also wonderful. When we are like kind of give speech, comment, and say something, people very seriously listen to you and respectfully to listen to them. It's wonderful. And maybe you are like kind of talkative to talk to others. But nobody listen to you. and you say something, everybody say like this, yeah, then we be very sad. Like this, the result is wonderful. Therefore, I want to give up quickly useless chats and kind of for abandoning the covetousness, the fulfillment of your wishes is wonderful. It's like covetousness all the time stingy or to have desire to the others' belongings. And others become rich, others have some beautiful things. We all the time have like kind of the covetousness. And when we have the covetousness, the negatives, and we have a lot of kind of the obstacle to make the fulfillment ourselves, our wish. And when we abandon this negative covetousness, and then is our like wish and wanted to do something, is that naturally, automatically fulfillment is occurring. And therefore, of course, very much we have enthusiastic to abandoning covetousness and for give up harmful thoughts, harsh, they like kind of the wishing harm to the others. If you stop that, then it's which kind of experience of the similar to the course, the more freedom from the harms. That is the wonderful. And like kind of the way I give up the harming things, and the result is very much free from the harm. There's not very much kind of enemies, and also it's like a little free the enemies of the tangible, intangibles. And you can to go freely, and you don't need to worry it. Everywhere is your friend and part of yourself, and like this. And for giving up the wrong views, the growth of the right view in your mind, and growth is extraordinary right view. It's like in the relative views, you understood perfect the interdependent, like 12 link of the dependencies in the causalities. In the absolute perspective, you understood and the essence nature of the phenomena. And we have, when you have the give up the wrong views, and you have like kind of the right view in your mind, correct mind, excellent views, like excellent understanding. And like this, the condition effect, this is like when we practice the 10 positive actions. Of course, condition effect means it's like the result effect is like environment. And it says in each case, the opposite of corresponding negative effect. And this, the how do you say, the condition effect means it's like kind of the environment. In case this positive of the corresponding negatives, like kind of the opposite. And before is like when we are doing the negative 10 negative actions, and this is like kind of the karmic effect similar to the condition. That means maybe reborn, we are like in the butcher family, maybe it's a hunting family and the slaughter family, like this. And here is this opposite. When we are like kind of the condition effect, maybe we are like kind of to stop the taking others' life. Maybe we become like kind of more long life, and also maybe in the area of place, maybe no sickness, maybe more like kind of the comfortable situations. There's sugar. Ah? I don't need any. Okay. And also you are the born in the place that have all the most perfect circumstances. It's very much truth. For example, at the moment, some in our West, and some is like countries, everything is fantastic, and you have nice like condition, people's kind, and like a kind of the lifestyle is wonderful, kindness, no war, no famine, no sickness. It's like this kind of areas we reborn. It's wonderful. Like this, the result, when you do the 10 positive actions. And the effect, maturation is like a good environment. And then is the proliferating effect is the whatever good actions you do well multiplies it. And this one is like maybe it's like according to our past life. Maybe it's like also we done a lot of positive things. According that, maybe it's we reborn under our human realms. When we become the humans, maybe it's like maybe some in the environmental is like more positive environmental, and also immediately you kind of the doing some positive things. It's naturally to stop the like kind of the 10 positive actions. And also it's like you doing something is like positive things. It's become the like kind of the multiplies it. And it's like maybe you doing the positive things. Probably you understood the beginning application of the bodhicitta, in the middle non-conceptualization, the end also dedications. And whatever you the positive actions also is like enhanced by these three supreme methods. And then it's your virtues also multiplies. And also it's like the proliferating means it's like in the past you've done also positive, and then in this life you maturations past your the positive actions. Maybe you good, maybe you born in the human, but also top of that into this life you're doing positive things. Then it's like you developing, making increase, and proliferating your like kind of positive things, and then you are going up, you are more happy and happy like this. And also this through this multiply virtues doings, bringing you uninterrupted good for futures, for fortunes. And also it's like in the past life we done some positive things, and according that also in this life these tendencies is when we want to do the positive things, and this positive maybe is like more receive the positive things, and we like our positive is become the multiply. And then it's like this multiply positives is come from all the times of good things. That is to make the good fortunes. And like this. Now maybe we can to stop for the half an hour. It's according the weather, and a little bit kind of sleeping. Like this. Half an hour.